Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, the largest crypto channel in all the interwebs. My name is TJ, and I'll be your host for today's episode of Around the Blockchain. Every weekday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, we come to you live at 5 p.m. with our favorite people and personalities from around the blockchain to discuss today's trending crypto topics of the day, as well as some of your most asked questions. We got a really fun show with really good topics and some of the best, most requested guests today. We're going to have a really good time. Have a big, well, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe he just switched it up for me on the last second. I thought we were going to have a big reveal. We got CryptoFace, where we're going to be seeing, I thought, more of his face than we normally do, but he just right at the last second went and threw that mask on there. He just bamboozled us, but one of the most requested people in the chat, CryptoFace, joining us here today. A lot of fun. Good to see you. We got another crowd favorite, Blockchain Boy, joining us from TikTok, as well as CryptoWendyO back again. And the host of the channel and the main show, Ben Armstrong, with the sign in the back, bringing the heat, ready to go. We're going to have a good time. Really good topics. We've got Shiba Inu getting added to Coinbase, as well as Chili's and a couple other projects today. We've got tons of whale accumulation going on with Bitcoin. We're going to be looking at that, as well as another major car company saying they're accepting Bitcoin for payments for cars. It's not the one you think it is. We're going to talk a little bit about what that impact's going to be and maybe what their angle is when it comes to Bitcoin mining, electricity, power consumption, all of that in the future. But first, real quick, before we get into that, we'll do a quick market watch. We've got Ethereum up today, but the big one that was up the most, AMP pumping, I think 90% between today and yesterday, just way up on the week, as well as Chili's up and Shiba Inu on that listing. So CryptoFace, I know you're heavy on Bitcoin, Ethereum, like to trade. What are you looking at on the markets right now?
Yeah, so I actually, I know I sold in May, walked away, but I have been buying back in. And forgive me, my voice is raspy. I lost my voice a few days ago watching UFC, so forgive me. But I have bought in about a 35-40% chunk, and 10% of that I'm basically willing to move. Right now, the 2-day and the daily, as far as like the money movement and the money flow, isn't confirmed, but the 12 hours looking really good. And there's some hope for at least a temporary bottom. Not that this is the bottom forever, although it could be. And if it is, that's why I'm buying some, but I'm not relying 100% on it being so. So some people, I'm a whale. Some people say I'm buying back in, so I bought some Bitcoin and been in a couple little long trades past couple days, making nice little trades, and there's some hope.
There you go.
But it's not confirmed.
Not confirmed. Well, Wendy, real quick, anything you're looking at on the charts that was different from last time you were on here?
You know, I'm just really looking for a breakout, and I'm looking for us to kind of sustain, and we're just kind of vibing. We're back. I mean, we went ahead and we retested the EMA2. Let me pull my screen up. That would make sense, right?
Yeah, and real quick while you do that, I actually forgot to mention that if you guys haven't seen the show before, you see those score boxes in the bottom right-hand corner. If you like what any of the guests are saying, drop a +1 in the chat, and I'll know to give them a point as we go on. If you don't like something they're saying, you can drop a -1, and I will take one away. Whoever has the most points at the end will have 30 seconds to leave a parting thought with the audience. So back to you, Wendy.
Okay, so I'm using TradingView to see what's going on. And this is not the right chart, of course. It's this one right here. But we're really, I mean, if we go ahead and we toss the EMA 200 on, you can kind of see that we hit resistance. EMA 200 landed perfectly, aligned perfectly with my bullish flip of resistance at 41,652. And of course we use Market Cipher because Market Cipher helps give me an edge when I need to when I can't reach CryptoFace and I'm like, hey, what should I do? But we hit heavy resistance here and we just kind of dropped, and that makes sense because it's the EMA 200. It's a very, very heavy, powerful indicator. You can use it as support and resistance. But we kind of dropped and we're heading back down to the vibe and consolidate area that we talked about on my show today. And realistically, even if we do drop all the way down and we do hit 33,000, I'm not too pressed about it. I'm not too concerned because, you know, I feel like we may just kind of range and consolidate. Another thing that I wanted to kind of show you guys, to anybody that's watching, we consolidated above $45,000, 45 to about $65,000. That was a swing high, of course, but we consolidated above 45,000 for approximately 98 days. 98 days. So when people are looking for all of this, like, zoom out, cut the noise out, and just kind of look for really important areas that we can kind of consolidate and range in, and then go ahead and base your trades on that. But remember, you guys, we consolidated above $45,000 successfully for approximately 98 days. So pay attention to the ranges, zoom out, and it might help give you an edge with trading.
Yeah, and actually, this was another question I was going to ask Face. We had a lot of people referencing the death cross, which is the 50-day moving average crossing the 200-day moving average. A lot of that coming up in the chat this morning. I don't know if it's already happened or if we're approaching one. And then we had another person super chat that was saying about half of those, or 6 out of 11 or something like that, we actually have had a break upwards after they've actually crossed. Do you put a lot of weight on those kind of averages crossing, Face?
Most of the time, yeah, with certain assets. I feel like Bitcoin's kind of a little different. It's new, and the people that own it aren't normal.
That's a nice way to
right
say
now,
it.
I feel like we could either just kind of bounce off 30K lower and lower and eventually break down through, or hopefully turn and shoot for the stars. So personally, I haven't decided which way that I think it's going to go. Which I don't know which route it's going to take, whether it's just going to bounce and drop down, 20 and below, or bounce off and never come back up, never come back down again. But what I'm doing is I prepared myself for both situations. So, I bought back in 35-40% in case it does take off. So, I'm not mad that I sold in May and walked away at 50, 60K, and now it's at 100,000. But if shit hits the fan more and it goes down to 20K, I'm able to buy more.
There you go. Yeah, it'll be real interesting to watch those as time goes on. And let's get a little bit into the big news of the day with Shiba Inu getting added to Coinbase Pro specifically to start. Trading starts tomorrow. Blockchain Boy, I know we've talked a little bit in the past about some different meme coins and kind of your take on some versus others. This one, we know they've had some interesting marketing tactics, sending a large percentage of the tokens to a known Vitalik wallet, where he then later burned 90 or sold as much as he could, as much as there was liquidity for, donated 10% of that to charity, burned the other 90% of the supply. So I want to hear your thoughts on Shiba Inu getting added to Coinbase Pro. Is this something that you hold? Is this something that you're a fan of, or what's your take?
First of all, it's a crying shame and should be a crime that Coinbase added Shiba before they added VeChain.
Yes.
I don't know what they're thinking over there, but Coinbase is really letting themselves down in my eyes. I never owned Shiba. I will never own Shiba in my life unless I'm forced to in a hostage situation. Never owned Dogecoin for the same reason. There's no fundamentals behind it. There's no project. There's no value. Makes me wonder how much Coinbase was paid, for this. I mean, they want the volume, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, from what I understand, a lot of Chinese money is in Shiba. They were hyping it on Douyin, the Chinese TikTok, and it just seems like it's been fast tracking the exchanges. First we had Crypto.com, we had Binance, Coinbase. They're trying to replace Dogecoin, but nothing is going to replace Dogecoin. I can at least give Dogecoin props for being like the Bitcoin of the meme coins, but I hate it. I can't stand them.
Yeah. Well, and Ben, that's something you've done as well with Dogecoin. You kind of, like you said, you have to give credit where credit is due. It's got a big community, got a big users, and you got to, give some credence to something that's got as much of a market cap as Dogecoin is. Is Shiba sliding up into that same category for you right now, or are you still not a fan?
I'm a fan of P-Dog. I don't know if you guys know P-Dog. You guys have seen the meme coin P-Dog. That's the one to really keep your eye on.
Yeah.
Look, that's my favorite Dogecoin. Okay. But in all seriousness, though, look, here's the thing. Blockchain Boy's correct. But I think Blockchain Boy says it with some in a vitriolic way towards, with malice, towards
there's
Coinbase.
A lot of malice behind my words.
I see that. You're so violent, but you're camouflaged up. You're ready to go in there and kick down the door at Coinbase. But, the thing is that it is all about money. Like Coinbase is not, don't be confused. Coinbase is not about some idealistic, crypto philosophy on decentralization. Like it's the opposite of that, right? Like it's a centralized exchange. Now they do some things to help push. They have the earn with Coinbase, but I mean, really like the earn with Coinbase where you you learn about a different crypto and you earn a little bit of that crypto. Like that's basically kind of like a deposit bonus on ByBit. You know, like you put the money in and you kind of start learning how to trade, and then you become a customer. The same thing, like anybody knows that, right? Like that's what a deposit bonus is on gambling sites. It's what it is on exchanges, what it is across everything on the internet. You know, that's a hook to get you in, basically. Same thing with Coinbase. The earn with Coinbase, like that's a hook too. Like they get you on there to learn something, but really they want you to be a customer. It's all about customer acquisition. And that's every single thing that they do is trying to add more, add more customers. And who can really blame them for that, in my opinion. So I think that, Shiba is on there for money. It's on there for transaction volume. And
oh, I lost you. Did you just lose audio? Yeah, I just lost your audio. That's all right.
Coinbase used to be a place where it was like it was like the Gucci store, if that's a metaphor you want to use. Coinbase was sort of seen as a place for serious investors, and they had a reputation that preceded them. And what they're doing is flushing it down the toilet. I understand adding Dogecoin. That's fine. I had no qualms about that. But to add Shiba, I'm wondering what kind of bonus Ben Armstrong will be receiving for this. Love the guy, love what he's done for crypto, but dang man, he took one not for the team, but if this buys him another car, I can see why he'd be tempted.
Yeah, well, I think Crypto Charles on Twitter said it pretty good the other night. He was like, in 2017, Coinbase, they listed 6 coins out of thousands and said, like, this is all you can buy. Sorry, F you. Now, 2021, same scenario. Now they're listing all sorts of things. They're like, let's pump Shiba to the moon. Still F you. Like they just don't, like I think Ben said it well, they don't care about their users. They're not in this for Bitcoin. And especially now that they're a publicly traded company, you've got shareholders in their ear, and it's all about driving up shareholder value. And if adding Shiba can get you, I mean, here we are talking about it right now. It's a marketing play. You're back in the news, and and you're getting talked about on all the top crypto channels now. So that's definitely a big probably factor in what goes into this. But Face, I want to switch gears here a little bit and talk about Chili's, NFTs, and some of that. I know you're a hardline, pretty much Bitcoin, Ethereum guy with assets and stuff like that. But you did mention at the top of the show, big UFC fan. I know Chili's has the deal with UFC. Do you hold any Chili's or any NFTs, or is that something that's interesting to you?
No, it's every time like there's like NFTs or something new in crypto, it's a deep rabbit hole that you have to go down. And the NFT rabbit hole is not something I've gone down. I kind of think just like all of crypto, every crypto project, NFTs got a little blown up, a little too blown up and overhyped. But and I also don't want to sell something for that doesn't do anything. What I wanted to do with NFTs is like give it away to everyone who bought market Cipher like a random CryptoFace card. It's cool that they're partnering with UFC. There's cryptos partnering. I did want to comment on Coinbase, and I just wanted to back up Blockchain Boy because he pretty much nailed it on the head. They're dropping Ripple because they have a lawsuit, but they're taking some Korea Chinese coin. Terrible stock. Coinbase is doing terrible in the stock market. What?
Yeah.
Put my
They're
bags.
adding a Chinese coin that's not VeChain. Are you kidding me? I've been sitting here for years waiting for it, and it's not happened.
Well, it's all Chinese. Let's make the truth is crypto is Chinese, whether you like it or not. I don't know what Chili's is. I think I've heard of it. I know there's people doing cool stuff with NFTs. That's cool. They're partnering with UFC. I like UFC, but yeah, I don't know too much about it.
Who's your favorite UFC fighter?
Oh man, I have a couple, dude.
It's WendyO.
I'm going to see Connor. I can't wait to see Connor. I like them all, man. I like them all.
Yeah, perfect. Well, Wendy, I know there's a lot of talk on TikTok of these different meme coins and things like that. What's your take on Coinbase adding Shiba Inu? Does it cheapen everything? I mean, they also added Chili's, they added Keep, they added a couple other things as well. Does you think that Shiba Inu stealing all the headline and all the thunder, and it's kind of overshadowing some of these other coins, or what's your take?
You know what? Let them add Shiba. That's okay, because they also announced that they added or will be adding Solana, which is good for me because I've been buying Solana. This is the thing. They are a publicly traded company now, like everybody in on the panel had mentioned, they need to do what's best for their shareholders, even though it contradicts what the actual ethos of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is. I like meme coins. We talk about meme coins on my socials. I like all different types of altcoins because I kind of look at these things like small businesses. And let's face it, at the end of the day, a lot of small businesses don't make it. So I don't want to like exile any altcoins because I don't really feel that that's fair. But at the same time, too, I feel that investors should need to understand the risk. And just because somebody talks about something or just because something is being listed on Coinbase doesn't mean that it's a great project. Look at Ethereum Classic. What does Ethereum Classic do? The only reason why I think Ethereum Classic is here, I don't know why you guys are laughing at me, but the only reason why I think Ethereum Classic here is because Grayscale has invested in it. Grayscale has a massive, massive investment in Ethereum Classic. And what does it do? What utility does it have? It doesn't. So at the end of the day, we are in crypto to make money. We're here to trade. We're here to invest. And you can invest and trade great projects that you really do love. So just separate and differentiate your portfolio accordingly. Have a little bit allocated for meme coins. Have a little bit allocated for very risky stuff, for Bitcoin, Ethereum, for something like VeChain, for Solana, like DOT, like the quality projects. But just kind of understand that the market doesn't care about you. These big companies don't care about you. And learn to not get attached to these coins and get in and get out and get that bread.
Love that. Yeah, that was great. And speaking of people that love making money and don't care about you, we've been seeing a lot of whale accumulation just recently over, and we were looking at it a little bit this morning. Ben,
DJ, that was funny as hell. I'm sorry.
No worries. No worries, man.
That was funny, bro.
Yeah. No, it's pretty wild, like, because it's true. They love making money. They love trading things back and forth. And she hit the nail on the head. Like, this market does not care about you, doesn't care about your feelings. It only cares about making money. So you got to watch the trends. And as we're looking at it today, we're starting to see more accumulation going on. Typically, when the prices go down, it's when whales are starting to accumulate. Now we've got over 50% of the supply in whale wallets. I think it's at a 7-week high of 9.11 million Bitcoin in whale wallets right now, which is over 50% of the supply. So Ben, I'm hoping we've got audio with you there. It's the quietest I've ever heard you, but where
dad jokes?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes.
Perfect. So the question is,
my greatest fear.
Yeah. To be silenced. Yeah. That would be, I'm sure you wake up every night with nightmares about that.
I do. 1 and 4 a.m.
1 and 4 a.m. All right. Well, the question is, do you think we're kind of seeing the end of the time for the little guys to be accumulating, the guppies and the shrimps, so to speak? Is it going to continue to see more and more whale wallet accumulation? It's just going to go up and up and up until 50, 60, 70, 80% of all the Bitcoin is just being held by these massive wallets. What's your take?
Absolutely. JP Morgan, Fidelity, Goldman Sachs, these people are scamming us right now. These people are stealing Bitcoin from people. They are pumping the prices. They're dropping the prices. They're doing these traps to make you think it's going a certain direction. That's why the charts don't seem to be lining up as much as they were earlier in the year. It's all a big scam. They're trying to pry the Bitcoin and the Ethereum from your hands. These are the two coins they are getting in and they are manipulating. And they are trying to do it. Why? Because the traditional banking system runs the entire world. And it has for about 200 or 300 years, okay? About 200 years, I would say. What they're trying to do is Bitcoin and Ethereum have become such a threat to them. This is why you see them fudding nonstop. It's become such a threat to them that what they are doing is they are understanding the only way for them to control the crypto narrative is to have all the Bitcoin and all the Ethereum. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing it left and right. So yeah, we're seeing whales accumulate at this level. We are coming to the end of days for people to make money on these coins. Regardless of how much they go up, the opportunity to be able to buy these coins is going to be extremely small. Like, you're going to have to pay through the nose to get these down the road. But it's not about that. It's everybody says, like, okay, well, there always has to be a buyer and a seller. Well, that's not actually true. You can have a buyer and you can have a seller, but you have all these people in the middle who are not willing to sell, period. So what you're having is all these whales. And let's call them out. Let's call them who they are. These are the big hedge funds. It's BlackRock. You know who it is? It's BlackRock. Okay? They are reaching in and they are swarming the Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's why the futures for Ethereum are so jacked up. They're so high right now. Compared to Bitcoin. I mean, they're over 50% of Bitcoins. There are not nearly as many channels to invest in them. They are trying to swoop up the Bitcoin, from the shrimps, from the fish, from the retail investor, so that at some point they can hold it all and not sell it, so they are in control of this new financial system, because they are not going to take this lying down. And they are fighting back. I'm telling you guys, we are seeing a war right in front of our very eyes. So yeah, the days are drawing close to an end.
Yeah. No, I would
We're not going to take it lying down, boys.
That's right. Let's hold the line, right?
Put on your cowboy hat.
That's right.
Let's go.
Here. We're ready for battle. And thanks, Crypto Ric Flair in the chat. He said, smash the likes. We've got about 5,000 people watching now, only about 800 likes. So if you guys could help us get that number up, I think we can get it to about 3,000. That helps more people learn and hear about this stuff, and we just really appreciate that. So speaking of whales, CryptoFace, I know you've got your whale crew, that group there, and I don't know how much you can or can't share. I know we've been getting a lot of different information coming in different places, but what's the general consensus and theme there? What's the sentiment? Are they buying, accumulating, or are they waiting and holding, or what's kind of the word on the streets?
The whale crew's my trade group. Listen, I can only speak for myself, and there's some mega whales out there, and I'm not saying I'm a whale, but maybe I'm a little whale. All I can say is, like I said, I'm buying up a little bit. You know what? You guys invited the devil to dance. You guys were all happy and cheering when all the institutions and banks were buying in to pump the price. Yep. So don't act like you're sad and you're mad now that they're going to come and try to control everything like they do with gold. Gold. So, I long gold at 1,900, but I'm selling at 2,000 because gold can't get past 2,000 because the top 3 banks control 70% of all the trades. So what happens is gold's been sold out 3 times in the past 1.5 years. You saw all the people in Asia, all the people in China and Korea and stuff trying to line up to buy gold, but the price, you couldn't buy gold, price won't go up because the top 3 banks control too much. And they can't, there's not enough money to buy it up. So the same thing, yeah, sure, could absolutely happen to Bitcoin where, let's just say if the price was 60K, the price can't go up anymore because they own too much. So that's always a possibility. BitBoy Ben went out with Alex Jones again apparently last night. So,
oh my goodness, really?
Yeah, he has been. No, but it is true, kind of like you said. I mean, the top big banks control most of the gold supply. They control most of the dollar supply, and we're starting to see the same thing with Bitcoin. Like, if you can't beat it, own it. That's kind of their go-to strategy over the last few years.
So get your money while you can now. Like I said, everyone wanted to invite the devil to dance. Oh, the banks are coming in, yay! Just like they are with Elon. Just like everybody is with Elon. They're happy when he pumps up the price, sad when he says something to bring it down. So pick your poison, man. Just get your money while you can, and that's why I try not to fall in love with anything, man. Because I've been heartbroken.
Yeah, no, we've been there, done that too. So, Wendy, what do you say to the retail investor that thinks like maybe they've missed their opportunity with Bitcoin, like kind of the price is too high, they're looking at other assets to accumulate? Do you encourage that, or do you tell them still stack sats, or where's that? What's your take on that?
All right, so this is the thing with Bitcoin. The reason why I Bitcoin is because I want to have a hedge against inflation. I want to have a hedge against fiat currencies, just in case something happens. As far as people stack sats, I don't see an issue with it. If you're missing, let's say you go to Starbucks 5 times a week and you want to give up one of those days going to Starbucks and use that $5 and buy Bitcoin, do it. It's not hurting anyone. There's other, there's platforms that you can go ahead and use to earn Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and whatnot. But at the same time too, just be cautious and don't ever put all of your eggs in one basket. But also too, CryptoFace says a lot, follow the money. And I've been using that saying a lot on my channel lately, is because we want to pay attention to what these big dogs are doing. And Ben mentioned BlackRock, and we should pay attention to what they're doing. And yes, it is a blessing and a curse that traditional finance is now in crypto. But at the same time, we can use on-chain metrics to kind of track wallets to see who's buying what, and to kind of use some of that information to help us obtain money and to help us obtain wealth and improve our quality of life as well. So just as long as you're informed, I don't see an issue with stacking more sats. But when it comes to some of the altcoins, of course, we want to be a little bit cautious, because at the end of the day, those will not be here maybe tomorrow or in 6 months from now. And I know I sound like a broken record, but it is very, very important to keep reminding people stuff like this.
Yeah, no, that's great. And another thing to remind people, there's a lot of different scams out there right now. It looks like our chat just got flooded by something from ADAcharity.com. I don't know if you can take that out of the chat, BJ, if you know how to filter that. But I have not clicked through to that, but I would imagine just based on the amount of spam, that is probably a fake giveaway scam. So nobody go over there. Nobody get scammed because those run all the time. So, but Ben, did you have anything on we watching Bitcoin addresses move or blockchain? But the last topic I had there was we did see a big whale address move about 5,000 Bitcoin, which is hundreds of millions of dollars, 5,000 Bitcoin off of Coinbase onto basically a software wallet yesterday. So
I had to make payroll. That was me. I had to make payroll.
Yeah, actually, I think we're waiting on one of those checks. I think somebody was asking me about that the other day.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, it's so damn small. I didn't even want to send it to you. I was just like,
I actually said that. I was like, I bet he's holding it for next month when it actually matters.
Yeah, no, I got you guys.
Yeah. No,
most of the on-chain stuff I'm seeing happened around like 31K. I mean, I'm not seeing a bunch of whales buying right now. But the thing is, they're going to manipulate the market either way. And CryptoFace is right. It is a double-edged sword. Oh, yay, the institutions are in. But also, oh, no, now they're going to try and control it like they do with everything else. And that's why I think educating retail investors about how manipulated this emerging asset class is right now is very important. Because what they do is they're just transferring money from your average working class people and putting it in their massive vaults that they don't need the money, right? Like, this is a retail movement at the core. And if we let the whales, the banks, the hedge funds come in here and mess around with what's essentially a decentralized movement and be able to kind of centralize that wealth, that's going to be a problem. So I think educating people on that is important. But let's be real, most people here, because there's two kinds of crypto investors, those who are in it for the money and tech, and those who are just in it for the money. If you're just in it for the money, you can have your fun with altcoins. I mean, that's certainly something I engage in, and that's kind of the focus of my channel. But stacking sats is, like Wendy said, a great hedge against inflation. I mean, the Fed just came out today and said they're not going to raise rates. They're eyeing 2023. Purchasing like 120 billion in bonds a month for quantitative easing. They still think this inflation is transitory. I've said this before. I do not think it is transitory. It is perhaps one of the biggest lies to the American people that I've seen. It's disgusting.
Well, and you hit the nail on the head there, too. Kind of what everybody was saying, like, watch what the big money is doing. And then you're saying, like, and Ben's been hitting the nail on the head, too, with don't listen to what they're saying. Everything that's coming out of their mouths is double talk for what they're actually doing. So watch what the actions they take, not the things they say, because most of the time they're doing the opposite. So, like you said, with the Fed and all these different things, like they're putting words out there, and it's all for a purpose, but it's not clear what that purpose is usually to the
TJ, if you don't mind, if I say that all the time. You're absolutely right. Like, the things I think and the things I do with my money are two different things, especially when it comes to trading. But yeah, I'll think something's gonna happen, but you see something, you do something different with your money. So totally true, dude. Totally true.
There you go. And then blockchain. Go ahead, Wendy.
I just wanted to say too, to kind of piggyback off of what you guys are saying, and I talk about this a lot on my socials, is pay attention to what's happening. Use this information and make your own decisions based on it. And just because, somebody comes out and says X, Y, and Z, but then they do A, B, C, kind of just keep an eye on both of those scenarios and watch how it plays out. And just because you hear news like, oh my God, inflation or whatever, quantitative easing or whatever it is, doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to happen. And maybe you should not necessarily jump into a trade or jump into an investment just because you hear this type of news. But more importantly, kind of take that information, store it, and just kind of sit on the sidelines and watch to see what happens. There's a saying that no trade or no action is an action. And that is a very, very important thing to realize when we're trading and investing as well, is not taking an action can be just as powerful as taking an action. Yeah,
exactly. There is no not participating. You're either holding your money in dollar, or if you're in the United States anyway, you're either investing in the dollar or you're investing in something else. I think Michael Saylor said, if you're not buying Bitcoin, you're choosing to invest all the rest of your money in things that are getting eaten alive by Bitcoin or something, is what he said. So, but
that's carrying the crypto market on his back right now. Michael Saylor, the OG.
Yeah, he really is trying to rise up and put it on his back.
He's not really an OG. He's not.
NG.
He's
a real G.
Yeah.
He's a real buying. Well, maybe we'll see. Yeah, he's helping a lot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's definitely a true supporter and is in it for the long haul, and definitely sees the long-term picture with Bitcoin, and kind of he was kind of one of those first ones to feel that frenzy of big money. Like, hey, if other people realize what I've realized, we're gonna have a race to collect all this Bitcoin here.
Let me tell you
fast.
this. Let me say this. Let me say this, and I want to be very clear on this. Trust no one.
There you go. Trust
no one. Trust nobody you see talking about this stuff. Yeah. Except for us.
Can I piggyback off of that a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just kind of want to say about Michael Saylor. Yes, he is a Bitcoin evangelist, but we should kind of pay attention to what he's doing. Why all of a sudden did he have this certain interest in in Bitcoin? What was happening with MicroStrategy before he got into to Bitcoin? Maybe is he using Bitcoin as a ploy to make even more money? Because it's very easy for the average person. They don't need to run a credit check. You can go to different types of places that do collateralized Bitcoin loans, and you don't need to have a credit check. There's a lot of things you don't have to do. They just need your collateral. They just need your Bitcoin. And all that I'm saying with that is it's a lot easier to bypass a lot of the regulations with lending money, because you can't, let's face it, you can't walk into a bank and say, hey, I need to borrow $30,000. They're going to do credit checks. They're going to do all kinds of crazy things. Sometimes it can take a month or not more. But with Bitcoin, you can like kind of go in, you can call one of these places and you can go ahead and get like a loan very, very easily. So what I don't necessarily trust Michael Saylor. I just kind of watch what he's doing and, and kind of following the money and paying attention to that.
Yeah, well, and it kind of echoes the same sentiment of what everybody was saying of like trust no one, do your own research, watch what they're doing, and that really comes back to like when choosing projects too. We get asked all the time like, oh, should I buy this coin? Should I buy that coin? And it's like it's so hard to answer that question because there's so many different. There's an economic perspective. There's a moral reason. Like some people buy things very idealistically. Some people just want to make money. So it depends on kind of where you're coming from and where your headspace is as to where you put your money. And nobody else can tell you that for yourself because nobody else knows you the way you do. So kind of like what Ben was saying, ask a lot of questions, gather a lot of information, read a lot, watch a lot of videos. But at the end of the day, you're the one making the decision, and you got to make that based on yourself, not what somebody else said. So you got nobody to blame but yourself at the end of the day, no matter what your mama tells you. So,
well, I think you just got to remember, like I said, that, I think people are starting to see this. I don't think this is like a conspiracy. I don't think it's Alex Jones. I think people are starting to see there is something going on behind, underneath the surface here, behind the scenes. And what I'm saying is, in that kind of conflict, if it were, nations instead of banks, you wouldn't trust anybody. You don't trust information. You vet everything. And just like we always say in crypto, don't trust, verify. And so that's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to throw Michael Saylor under the bus or saying he's being, disingenuous. All I'm saying is we thought Elon Musk was being ingenuous. We thought he was being authentic.
Genuine?
In the
genuine
beginning.
Would be the word.
Genuine is the word. I don't know why that was so hard. I kept thinking of genuine, ride my pony.
You don't think he was ever genuine?
I had the wool over my eyes in the beginning, and I think I just didn't know a lot about him, and he just seems different than the other guys, and he is different. He's the most diabolical antichrist of them all. So, I think well, I don't know. Maybe, who knows?
Well, the Emerald Mine situation, where all those batteries come from, he's had a history of being a little sus, And
I didn't know about all this stuff before he was in the eye of Bitcoin.
I think the only reason that he really got into Bitcoin was for the memes, because he likes Dogecoin, and also because Tesla made more from Bitcoin than they did selling cars. So they had to keep their profit margins, I suppose. But now they need those sweet government handouts, so they're trying to be all nice and we're not that into Bitcoin. That's kind of my take on it, because they survive off of those government grants and stuff like that. It's just a whole big thing.
Yeah, it's always fascinating. I mean, I think that's kind of the general theme today. Follow the money, right? Where are they getting their money from? You find out this company's getting their money from the government. So speaking of another car company that gets a lot of money from the government, also maybe Tesla's probably one of their closest competitors when it comes to electric cars and kind of renewable energy movement towards the future as it applies to cars. GNC. Now we heard GNC is going. GMC. I'm sorry, GMC.
I thought we were taking supplements for our cars.
Yeah, well, that's what I was talking about. Supplements with DZ right before we walked in here from GNC. So, GMC, the General Motors company, which I guess should be called American Motors Company at this point because how much the government has owns them.
You can buy a car with Bitcoin.
Yeah, so they've come out now saying, you know, kind of like what Tesla did, kind of saying they were going to be accepting Bitcoin for purchases. It feels much more like marketing, and, you know, who knows what their true motivation is. So do you think we're going to just see a Tesla 2.0 with that, where it's all marketing and hype around this, Ben?
Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, it hasn't been super beneficial for Tesla, I don't think. I think it's probably actually worked against them. Of course, they came out and said all the negative stuff. I mean, it's interesting because it just doesn't seem like right now is a good time to market yourself with Bitcoin. You know, like it seemed like a good time 2 months ago.
Good point.
Right now, it doesn't seem like a good time. So it seems like to me that most likely they kind of had this in the works, and they kind of had it, you know, the process already in motion, and they couldn't really pull it back and just had to come out with it. So, well, I mean, I think that a lot of companies might have the foresight to see. No, I think very few companies have the foresight to see the benefits of taking Bitcoin. You basically have to have a company that can look at their bottom line and say, even if this price goes down for 2 years straight, we still are in a financial position to be profitable, much more profitable over the long term doing this over the next 4 years. And I don't think with the current economy that most are in that situation. I don't know what the average bottom line of a car maker is per year. It might be something we could look up. I don't know what it is, but I don't think there's a car company out there that could, you know, withstand losses for 4 years in a row without a bailout or something. I don't know. Maybe they do it every year. It's all a scam too. So.
Yeah, they're mostly they're mostly propped up businesses, which is why there's so many
100%.
So many incentives for buying and propping up that car industry, because it creates a lot of jobs, and it is always fascinating when you look at what the true motivation is. So so we're kind of running short on time, but I wanted to ask you guys real quick. Like, I know Face, did you have any takes on the whole Tesla GMC scenario, or what's your kind of approach on all that?
You know, it's probably it's probably a kind of like a sales gimmick. You know, maybe there's a limit to what you can buy. I feel like the last thing I want to do is go down to the, you know, GMC dealership in the morning and have the guy who's high off his damn drugs spitting all over me, talking about Bitcoin and how I want to pay with Bitcoin. And I think it's a nightmare. Honestly, car dealerships, the whole car sales thing is they can give you the car for free. They'll still make money off the repairs and everything down the line. So they'll do anything they can to put the car in your driveway. And then they make money off it long term. So I love GMC. I actually just bought. I have a GMC truck, a new Sierra. I really like. I want to get my dad one too. So maybe I'll buy the GMC for my dad in Bitcoin. Get it off me or something.
There you go. Well, and that is a good point. We looked up to see how many people had actually purchased Teslas with Bitcoin. We couldn't even find that information. It's very and I was laughing. I told DZ it's probably because it's like 6 or 7 people, because like you said, like, why would you want to trade an appreciating asset for a depreciating asset? Who knows? Like, you
for the
just,
memes.
For the memes, yeah. It's we would do it for content because it makes sense, but for most regular people that aren't doing content every day, it's just not that logical.
That's why I ordered the Tesla. That's why I ordered a Cybertruck. The day that news came out, I placed my order. I think it was like the day after, maybe. No, I've since canceled my order because I naively assumed that there was no way that Elon Musk would go this far to manipulate this much, but he did. And so, you know, I'm thinking about the Mustang Mach-E right now, and then wrapping that in a nice little Bitcoin. The cyber orange goes hard. It's the Bitcoin color.
That'd be cool.
I have to say, I'm sorry to butt in, but I think you guys are a bunch of crybabies when it comes to Elon and all the manipulation. The guy posts a meme. He posts a meme of a dude laying with the girl talking about something stupid, and you guys overblow it. I think you guys overblow Elon. He's kind of a little Asperger's. I know he might be like a demonic Mason or something, Ben, but I think you guys blow up the whole Elon thing. Man, on the chart just the other day, we saw I said, yo, I'm going to enter a long trade. Looks like it's going to go up. Oh, and Elon tweets, and oh, that's the reason why it goes up. And nah, man. So I'm done with all that meme-lon.
Yeah.
That's because he's doing the dirty work. That's why. It's because he's working with all these people, because he's doing the dirty work. So basically, he is using his
What do you mean he's doing the dirty work?
smoke
What dirty
screens
work?
for the people doing the manipulation, for the whales trying to accumulate all this and do manipulation on the market to push retail investors out. I mean, if you think that this is not going on right now, that retail investors are intentionally getting pushed out, then you need to take your eyes off the charts. There's more going on here than just the charts. There's a reason why Elon is tweeting at exactly the moments these things are breaking up or breaking down. There's not a coincidence. So is he causing it? I don't think he's causing it at all. I think he's the smokescreen.
Yeah. I mean, I remember we were in Bitcoin Miami, and it was at the exact moment Bitcoin was at like 39K that an Elon tweet came out, and everybody in my Discord was going, hey, Elon just tweeted we're going down. But we had already started the decline after I went back and read the charts while I was in bed in the hotel. I was like, wait a minute, this almost seems too specific. So I got to give you props there. I have to agree. Either Elon, and some people have said, oh, in this very altruistic way, oh, Elon is just giving us free market signals. No, he's not. He's trying to intensify what's already going to happen. These people who worship Elon, I don't understand it.
I got to chime in here. Accepting Bitcoin is an absolutely amazing, smart marketing tactic. And it got Elon, it got Tesla a lot of attention. I do believe, I side with Ben, that Elon is doing a lot of shady things in the background. I agree with CryptoFace that we just need to kind of ignore him. And that's the best way to improve your quality of life, is to ignore people. And I agree with what Blockchain Boy said. But at the end of the day, I do think that Elon Musk is so powerful and he is so rich, and people got to get their rocks off somehow, guys. And he probably enjoys doing the tweets. And if you paid attention to his tweets, and then you watched, I want to say it's his wife, Grimes. I'm not sure who she is to him or what's going on with that. But he popped into a couple of her TikTok videos talking about Bitcoin, which was very, very, very bizarre to me. So I think it's a combination of a lot of different things, but I really just think that this man has so much money, he has such a big ego, and this is how he's getting his ego to be fed, is by trolling the crypto community and by kind of manipulating
Savior
the market,
complex.
Well, yeah, I mean,
he's gonna.
Yeah, that's very true. I think when you get to a certain level of notoriety, certain level of wealth, income, ego does become a big part of that. And that's something we've talked about on the channel a little bit, like the Michael Saylors, the Elon Musks, and the people that run BlackRock and some of the big players and money in the world. Like their ego is the most important thing to them, and how much money they make is a big contributor to that. So I have a feeling a lot of this stuff with both Tesla and GMC is going to come down to the energy credits, like Blockchain Boy mentioned. I do think there's an angle there for a lot of them to position themselves as kind of the clean energy leader for the United States. And that's going to be a big business for the next 10, 15, 20 years, of like these energy credits, buying, trading, selling them, generating them and selling them at a profit, because there's all kinds of government regulation coming down that's mandating the use of these energy credits in certain states. So it's going to be
we all know that is driven by money, to like all
exactly.
that, all of the climate change stuff, guys. Wake up. All of it is driven by money. It's a brand new niche of the world. It's a brand new industry that they've realized they can funnel all kinds of money in, still controlled by all the same people. So it is time for people to wake up and realize we are in a different place right now in crypto than we were 6 months ago.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting real. I mean, like you said, like when you've got nations all around the world trying to position themselves for the best in the future, like you said, trust no one. You never know what to expect, and it's gonna be a wild ride to watch for sure. So that's all we have time for today. That was a really good discussion. Really appreciate having all you guys on there. As always, the links to all of their channels are in the description below. So guys, go ahead and check them out. Make sure you go follow them, give them a subscription and some likes, because they have really good content that we all put a lot of effort into bringing this stuff to the forefront for you guys. So we hope you enjoy it. But Wendy looks like has the most points today. She's going to be our winner. So she's going to she got 30 seconds. Take it away.
Thank you guys so much for having me on. As always, thank you, TJ. Thank you, Ben. You guys make sure to like this video and follow Ben. He is a great content creator. Follow CryptoFace. He is probably my favorite, most transparent trader in crypto at all. Like, absolutely outstanding. Make sure to follow his channel, and always follow Blockchain Boy, because he is an up and coming content creator, and he just provides a really great analysis and opinion to different things in the crypto space. So make sure you support your content creators and just be kind and showcase kindness and love to other people, even if it's just a simple smile or whatnot. Sometimes people are not feeling well. Sometimes people are down, going through some hard things. Just be kind.
There you go. Great message. Be kind. You never know what people are going through and what they need. So, guys, if you want to see people in the future, if you have questions or topics you'd like to see us cover, drop that in the comments below. As Wendy said, if you could give us a like and a share on the way out, we'd really appreciate it. That's all we got today. We're out.